Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing an all-day wear test with the new Makeup Forever HD Skin Foundation. This is a reformulated foundation that Makeup Forever actually came out with. They used to have the HD Skin Foundation back in the day and I used to love that one, but then they changed the formula and then I didn't like it so much. So when I saw this, I thought, well, maybe they reformulated it to be a little bit better. So I'm really excited to test it for you guys today. I'm going to go over some things that I wrote down. I looked at Makeup Forever's website and I also looked at Sephora's website. Sephora's website actually had, I want to say 374 reviews and there were 5 stars. Now the Makeup Forever website had 4.5 stars and I can't remember how many reviews. It was a lot of reviews, but it was 4.5 stars. So that just told me that this foundation is pretty good. So let me go ahead and tell you what this is. It's the new HD Skin Undetectable Longwear Foundation. It comes in 33 shades. It has the cool neutral and yellow undertones for all skin tones. It's a 1.01 fluid ounce and it's $43 retail price. The packaging itself is really pretty. I love the blush top. It is a plastic top. It comes with a pump and it's a glass bottle. And the packaging is sustainable, so I thought that was pretty cool as well. The claims are it's undetectable, looks like skin, instantly blurs for like 24 hours. It's supposed to sink in with your complexion. So like when you put this on, it has this technology where it kind of just goes with how your skin is and what the tone of your skin is. So I thought that was pretty neat. It's also a natural finish. It's medium to full coverage. It's not supposed to cake or settle in fine lines. It's waterproof, sweat-proof, vegan, non-comedogenic. This is best for oily, combo, or normal skin. So there are 3 ways to apply this. Makeup Forever's website says that if you apply with your fingers, it'll come off very sheer. If you apply with a brush, it'll have a medium coverage. And if you apply it with a sponge, it'll have a full coverage. And I'm going to show you guys the demo right now. As you can see, I'm going to go ahead and put this Hourglass primer on because that is one of my favorite primers that I've been using here lately. It also blurs the skin, so I really love it for that, and it also makes my makeup last. So I went ahead and used the Hourglass primer, and as you can see, the foundation is not very liquidy. It is a liquid foundation, but it's not like runny. I applied 1 pump to the right side of my face. I used a sponge. It gave me a kind of, not a medium coverage, like a light medium coverage, and then I went ahead and applied the rest, and it gave me a medium coverage. I actually used a brush on the left side of my face, and I did the same thing. I applied 1 layer and blended in with the brush. It gave me a little bit more coverage, but I just did not like the finish of the brush. The sponge side looked a little bit softer than the brush side, so I ended up using the sponge for the entire face after I knew that I was not gonna like the brush. So went ahead and applied another pump, so that's 3 total pumps to my entire face, and I went over it with the sponge and it blended in beautifully, guys. As you can see, it looks really nice on the skin. I did add a tad bit more to my cheek area where my melasma is to see if I could build it up to full coverage. It didn't really finish on me like a satin or natural finish. It had a little bit of glow to it. It wasn't dewy, but it wasn't matte or satin. So I did apply the foundation on at 8 a.m. this morning, and I'm actually going to wear this as long as I can today. I want to see the longevity of this foundation. I want to see if it really is long wear. It says 24 hours. Of course, I'm not going to wear it for that long, but I do want to wear it as long as I can, and I do want to see how well it maintains on my skin. So let's talk about the makeup. So I did put makeup on top of it and I used cream and powder products. I set my skin with the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop powder in golden. Then I went ahead and applied the Rare Beauty cream bronzer and I put that all on my cheeks. The cream bronzer worked beautifully on top of the powder and the foundation. It just blended in beautifully. I also used an LA Girl cream blush that I have been loving and I put that on top of the bronzer, and I think everything worked well together. The other products that I did put on my face, I will list down below in the description box. Initially, when I put this on, guys, I will be honest with you, I was like, you know what? This looks like any typical foundation. It wasn't anything that I was really excited about until I put the makeup on. And when I set it with the powder and I put the makeup on, I'm loving the finish of this foundation. I really am. It is so gorgeous. So I'm hoping that this foundation works for me throughout the day. And before I forget, I do want to say that I did wear, or I did put on some of my Tarte Shape Tape concealer on top of those areas where I have melasma, and I only had to put a tiny bit. This is like a high medium coverage. I wouldn't say this is like full coverage. I think if you're trying to build it up to full coverage, you're probably not gonna get there. I would say that it's like high medium coverage. Either way, I did use the concealer. The concealer itself blended well with the foundation, so I didn't have any problems with that. But yeah, I'm gonna wear this as long as I can, and then I'm gonna come back this evening and let you guys know how I feel about the foundation. I will take notes throughout the day to see if anything like changes, if I get oily, and I'll update you at the end of the day. So I will see you guys later. Bye. Okay guys, I am doing the check-in for tonight. It's 2 minutes after 7. So I've had the foundation on since 8. So that's having it on for 11 hours. So I have worn this as long as I could. So later today about noon, I actually looked at my skin and I had like very little oil right here on the sides of my nose. That's usually what happens most of the time with some foundations, not all foundations, but some foundations. And that's why I need like a mattifying primer. I didn't wear a mattifying primer today. I just wore the Hourglass. So yeah, I think I'm gonna have to use a mattifying primer with this because as you can see here, I'm like super oily, like right here. Let me pull you in closer. Okay, I don't know if you guys can tell, but I can tell right here, I am like super oily on the sides of my nose. Now it did not break up. It has just gotten really oily in that area. Earlier today, I was not as oily. It was like very, very little oil. And so what I did is I just blotted it and I added some powder and I was good to go. But as the day progressed, I did get a lot more oily like around this area, and even on my chin, I did get oily, which is kind of weird because normally I just get oily here, but I did get a little bit oily on my chin. So what I think I'm gonna do is try a mattifying primer on the center of my face with this foundation, and I'll let you guys know in the description box below whether the mattifying primer worked or not. But as far as everything else, the makeup, I've got an eyelash here. The makeup has stayed on. I have not had any movement from this makeup. This foundation looks really beautiful throughout the day. Once I blot my face, and I'm gonna do it right now because I wanna show you guys what it looks like once I blot. Like if I had a blotting paper or if I had like some blotting powder, I could just blot throughout the day. So I'm just going to press very gently on the sides of my nose. Now I was wearing my mask, so that might have a little bit to do with the oils. So yeah, that's probably why there was a little bit more oil than before, because all day I have not worn a mask until this evening. So see, now that I blotted it, it doesn't look bad. I will say right here on my laugh lines, I didn't get like any breaking up of the foundation at all. It didn't crack or crease. It doesn't look drying on my skin. I love the way my forehead looks. If this part looked like my forehead, it would be good to go. But yeah, so this area here, all on the outside, as you can see, my makeup is still holding on. Everything looks really good. Everything looks really fresh. It did come off here because I had a mask on, but before I put the mask on, I did look at my skin and the makeup was still on and it was on fresh. So this is probably not a foundation that you want to wear if you're going to wear a mask, unless you put a setting spray to hold it down, or you do that same technique that I showed you guys on my, I think it was my last video. I'll link it here if you guys aren't sure what I'm talking about, but I did have a technique where I used setting spray with my foundation and it held up all day and it barely got on the mask. So I'm pretty sure I'm gonna do that with this foundation, but I will say this foundation is absolutely beautiful on the skin. To be fair, it did last 11 hours. I mean, it hasn't broken up. It got a little oily. It's not so significant that I would want to take the foundation back to the store. So I really do like it. I think it's really pretty on the skin and I love the way it looks when I apply the makeup on top. I don't have anything really negative to say about it. It says that it's for normal, oily, and combo skin, but I honestly think that a person with dry skin could probably wear this if they prep their skin really well. So like if they moisturize their skin, put a good hydrating primer on, I think that it would work. I really do. So yeah, I'm really pleased, really excited about this new foundation and really excited to try it with other primers and also to try it with a setting spray and to see how it works with those products. So yeah, I'm gonna give it another chance or two because like I said, I didn't put a mattifying primer and I'm used to putting something matte on the center of my face. So yeah, that's pretty much what I'm gonna have to do. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Take care and we will see you guys on the next one.